So Newcastle 4, Palace 0. 8 games unbeaten. Since the turn of the year, everyone wanted Eddie to be out. Said, he took the games the club as fast as he could. I laughed at a lot of people. And you know what? After the international break, I've got beat up Brighton. 8 games unbeaten run. We're on a roll. And we're 5th in the league. And Shelley, talk to me, man.
I've just been watching the Villa West Ham game there, so we've dropped back down to 6. I'll take that all day long.
Cool.
And we've got to remember, we've played 3 of the hardest games we'll play all season already, so we're absolutely flying. Yesterday's game was just not what I was expecting at all. I'd sort of tagged it as a 1-0, really grind out the result game. Pretty similar to what we sort of did last year. But honest to God, from Murphy's, and that was a cross, from Murphy's first touch and in the first goal, it was obvious what was going to happen. I was up behind the Leeds' goal and just watching down that right-hand side trip and Longstaff, absolutely. Every time the ball went down, like the ball coming. They were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. One of the things that really stood out for me was obviously it was Murphy's first start of the season, and how he linked with Trips and Sean in the middle was absolutely outstanding. The work that Eddie and the team have put in, to where they can just now rotate Miggy, Murphy, Longstaff, where they can just slot it in and they all do exact same job. The understanding between them is incredible. It's brilliant to watch.
Do you know what it is, right? I mean, there's no better right back in the country than Kieran Trippier, right? He's going to say Gustav for Chelsea, Kyle Walker for Man City, right? Hakimi for PSG. This guy, right, cost 12 million quid, right? And this guy is a leader of all men. Kieran Trippier has got to be one of the best pound-for-pound signing in Newcastle's history. He's got to be up there.
I think if we tripled the cost for Trippier, we've still got a bargain. And like you say, a lot of it is down to his leadership, not just his footballing skills. He is absolutely the glue that holds them lads together. He knows them all. You can see he's took time to learn each individual. He's an absolute phenomenon. And for me, I hope once he does retire that he stays with the club and he works with the kids, because he's got so much to give. The lad is outstanding, by far and away our best signing in many a year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at going to Trippier, we're going to talk about Jacob Murphy. This guy, I mean, let's be real, under Steve Bruce, right, he just didn't make it. It's not just him, Fabian Schär, Sean Longstaff, Miguel Almiron, right? Jacob Murphy played his best game in a black and white shirt. I mean, where did that performance come from yesterday? He scored the first goal, 2 assists, right? That is his best game in a black and white shirt. And I tell you what, I hope he carries it on.
Yeah, I think it's just the confidence. Yeah. I think what Eddie's done with them is all of those guys who came from the Bruce era, he's given them belief and he's given them confidence. And now it's starting to come out. And you're very right, Jacob Murphy, my man of the match yesterday. Absolute pleasure to watch. He was all over the pitch. But he has just come from a bit like Joe Linton in terms of how long is he going to last now? We'll get rid of him. To the best player on the park yesterday was outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see Big Joe back in the team as well. It was a solid performance. It wasn't a wow performance, but it was just a solid Joe Linton performance. And he's going to ease himself in. He's not going to push himself out. He's going to save that for Wednesday, no doubt, against Dortmund. No doubt about that. I mean, Anthony Gordon, again, this guy just works his socks off every single week. It's great to see him back from a game ban. 5 bookings as well. He's got to cool it a little bit, in my opinion. However, I mean, people didn't want him at Newcastle United. And you know what? He comes in and he just does the business every single week. Chases back, tracks back, direct, takes on a player. I mean, the thing is, right, if Gareth Southgate don't pick him for England, right, in June for the Euros, there's got to be Stuart's inquiry, because there's got to be an investigation.
I agree. And I was a bit like, I'm not too sure on Gordon when we first took him. And then I was talking to my boss about it. And I was like, I've got a feeling they've bought him not for this season, but for next season.
Yeah.
They'll give him the summer to settle in. And wow, what a summer that kid's had. He is absolutely awesome. You know, he's a steal at 45 million now when you look at some of the prices that are being paid for good wingers out there. And he gives his all. He absolutely leaves everything on the pitch every single game. Again, brilliant display. You were right in what you say. I thought Joe Linton was a little bit quiet yesterday, but he was solid. Him and Jamal Lascelles they just did their job. They sat there and nothing went past them. Dan Burn included in that. Absolutely nothing went past those lads at all. And they just did what they're supposed to do. I think we'll see a bit more fire from Joe Linton on Wednesday, which is great. But actually, he delivered everything we asked of him yesterday. And that was his first game back after injury. So fair play to that.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be starting on Wednesday, no doubt about it as well. If he does, then he's going to be a key player. I mean, Fabian Schär, he makes things so easy, done it at the back. The second goal brings the ball from the back, and then he sets up for the goal as well. And you know what? 32 years old, Swiss international. I tell you now, right? I think he'll retire after this Euros as well. And then he probably started a 2-year deal with Newcastle, and it's going to benefit us.
Yeah. He's very much come into his own, and he's just solid, Fabian Schär. No disrespect to Trips, by far and away my favourite player. The other three sort of take a little bit of a backseat to Trips sometimes, but actually that defence would sit anywhere in the Premier League. Anybody in the Premier League would kill for our defence. They are absolutely brilliant. They know each other so well. Their link-up play is so good, and they're just solid. They just get on with it. They protect Pope. You know, nothing went past Dan Burn yesterday. Absolutely nothing went past that lad yesterday. Schär the same. They just sat in there and let Trips, go off and do a bit of flair. Jamal just stayed back, protected the goal. Absolutely fabulous. I was quite funny. I was talking to the lad who was sat next to me, and we were saying Callum Wilson's been really quiet today, and literally within seconds, bang, up pops goal number 4. I was like, oh well, who Callum Wilson to do anything else than that? Brilliant, absolutely cool.
Took his goal well yesterday. I'm glad he started the game over Isak because he's near the break, and he didn't do a lot. He held the ball up well, and that's about it as well. He does try his work, he's a runner. And the question is, he's going to be playing on Wednesday night against Dortmund on Wednesday between Wilson and Isak. For me, it's going to have to be Isak, surely.
I wouldn't want to have that. I wouldn't want to have that decision to make. I think they'll both play in some capacity. I think possibly we may go with Isak, and Wilson will come on and probably steal a late goal. Because I think this one's in the bag. PSG, I was very, very nervous about. That display was just out of this world. On the back of the win today, I think the lads will be right up for it on Wednesday. Crowd behind them. I think we could be in for a good night.
Let's hope so. And finally, for me as well, I mean, give us a man on a match number 1. And secondly, can we beat Dortmund coming up on Wednesday?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm pegging it at 3-0. I think it'll be a 3-0 win. I think we'll send them home with a tail between my legs, and I think we'll possibly could top the group.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a win on Wednesday against Dortmund, that'd be amazing. Their back four's not the greatest, but going forward, they are fantastic this season. But their back four can be got at. I think you can see the 9-10 goals this season, and if you can get at them, I think you'll probably win the game. But win this game, it's going to guarantee us Europa League by January, February time. Shelley, thanks so much for coming on as well, and it's been brilliant. And if anyone wants to follow Shelley, it's ToonChick40. The link's in the description as well. And I'm going to try and do some more fan cams as well in the future, which I think is great. And I'm going to take this going forward. And thank you so much. I will do backstage, Shelley. And like and subscribe.